I finally decided to sit down and make a video about MusicFest Canada. I didn't think I was ever going to do this, but then once I started making all my videos for my other courses, I figured I might as well talk about this to advertise because we still need more people. So if you're available for the week of May 13th, 2019, and you'd like to volunteer in Ottawa, please come join us. Basically, I'll kind of talk about MusicFest Canada, and I'll talk about some tips and advice, I guess, that some of the people from Fest are giving me. Because I decided to create a Facebook post in our group and ask people what were some questions you had coming into Fest, what are some tips that you'd give people who are just starting festival, and stuff like that. So I'll get into that. I am the front of house manager, well, one of the front of house managers for Stage B, which is our concert bands and orchestra stage. Fairly busy, and we tend to have the most bodies as well because we need the most people to help with all the schools that come through. So basically, if I start with MusicFest Canada, I actually had to go back onto the website to make sure that what I was saying was correct because if I give any false information, I don't want to get kicked off. So I saw on there obviously that MusicFest Canada is the nationals. So after you've done your regional festivals in your city, so for example, I'm from Durham region, so our regional festival was in Richmond Hill. So you'd have that. You'd go in with your school with either your orchestra, your band, your jazz band, or whatever it is. And once the adjudicators give you your certificate, they tell you if you're bronze, silver, or gold. And usually if you're gold, they'll recommend you to go to nationals, which is MusicFest Canada. So basically it's the festival, but 10 times bigger. And you're with schools from all across the nation. So it's really cool because it's nice to see like band directors connect with one another, even if they live in like different provinces and stuff. So it's nice to see those type of connections around and like just see like different people from different schools around the country. So it's interesting to see that. So basically they come, it's the same setup as what your regional festival would be. So you'd come, you check in, you would get to go to your warm-up room. So you have your pieces prepared. You go to your warm-up room, then you would get to go on stage, and the conductor would get adjudicated, and the ensemble also gets adjudicated. And then you guys actually get to go into a clinic and have an hour session or half an hour session to work on with one of the adjudicators. And these are like world-renowned people, like absolutely amazing conductors, like my university conductor and conductor professor, she comes there as well and adjudicates. So it's really nice to have that type of an experience. And then you get like your band photo done and everything gets put on a CD as well. So your conductor for your ensemble will get recording of all of the adjudicated stuff, and you guys will get like the performance adjudicated as well. So yeah, it's a pretty cool experience. Again, we run for a whole week, which is really cool because we get thousands and thousands of people in there. So yeah, going along with like looking at the music side of it. So if you go on the website, there's actually a great resource on there, and it tells you about like the B100, B200, like so all of the required music and stuff that they need to be sitting in one of those categories and what the requirements are for each year. And they usually end up changing here and there, but they don't vary too much. So a lot of the music is like your standard band repertoire, but then there's a lot of cool stuff on there that I haven't even heard before. And I would give this resource to like other people who are studying in university and who are looking to become music educators, because you actually get to see a lot of really cool band repertoire on there that I don't think I would have ever even looked into. And it's nice because it's already categorized. So if you are a teacher looking for new music, or if you're a student looking to conduct something for like a placement or something, like there's awesome pieces on there. And there's even pieces that I've played before and pieces that I've done in university as well. So I think that's an awesome resource to have. And I'm always constantly checking because it's cool to see if there's any pieces on the list for the year that I've already played, because then once I know that they're on the list, and if I know a specific school, once I get the list for the schools, like if I know a specific school is playing the piece, then I'll actually like head into their performance and watch them play the piece. So it's really cool, like learning experience as well in that sense. This is my now third year here. So I was a performer check-in my first year, and then my second year I got moved up to front of house. Or is that incorrect? No, I was performer check-in for 2 years, and then I got moved up to front of house. So this is my fourth year. Yes, this is my fourth year. So yeah, so it was moved up like that. So first I was in Ottawa in my first year, and then my second year we were in Niagara Falls, and then last year we were at the U of T campus, and now this year we are at we're back in Ottawa. Sorry about that. So I completely forgot. I don't know why I kept thinking that I was doing it for 3 years. No, it's been 4 years since I've been. This is my fourth year. So yeah, so I was again performer check-in for 2 years, and this is now my second year doing front of house. So performer check-in basically is the, I guess, like the front lines of everything. So you kind of get to meet all the directors that come in for your stage, depending if you're sitting on stage A, B, C, or D. Actually, I guess I should clarify that as well. So we have 4 stages. And the first one, we have stage A, which is jazz ensembles. We have stage B, which is concert bands and orchestras, which is what I'm on. C is choral, so all the choirs. And there's also D as well, but we have like showcase stages and stuff, so that kind of gets mixed up in between C and D as well. So we'll see where you end up getting put if you apply. Please apply. Stage B is already stacked, so we've got enough people. We need more people for jazz and choral if you're looking. So anyways, yeah, those are the stages. Yeah, so anyways, I was performer check-in, and then, which is PCI, and I'm front of house. So performer check-in, you basically get to sit at the desk, and as the directors and conductors and stuff come in, you gather all their information, all their music, sign them in, and then you're gonna head them off and give them over to a performer guide who's gonna take them through the process of the 3 hours that they're there. So they'll take them to their warm-up room and they'll basically guide them around, which is again performer guide. And then front of house is basically making sure that everything is okay. That's how I describe it to people. When they ask like, what do you do as front of house? I'm like, I just have to make sure that everything is okay, because I tend to run around a lot and try to fix like many things that go wrong, or if something is in the wrong room, then I have to go hand it over here. If someone's confused about something, I have to go answer that question. And majority of the time, if I'm really, really confused about it, I have to call someone higher up because I don't always have the answers. Yeah, and we usually get sort of scheduled for who's working what day and what shifts they're working. You're obviously not going to get put to work like 24 hours if you're, or sorry, like 12 hours if you're a performer guide, like taking the schools around, but I'll get into that as well. So yeah, so I'm front of house, and that's basically what I'm doing. Trying to think what else I could explain for this. Maybe I'll just get into the tips and stuff that people have put in the Facebook post, and then I can start talking about that, and then I'll probably go off on a tangent about something. So basically I made a post saying that if you guys have any tips or tricks or even questions you had first coming to fest, drop a comment so I can add it. So I'll just read through this and kind of go through what people have said. I will mention names, so some names I won't though. So Sarah said, questions I first had coming to fest. What's going on? Why are my feet about to fall off? Did I wish my mom a happy Mother's Day? Okay, because basically Fest goes over Mother's Day, so if you're doing Fest, you will be missing Mother's Day, which really sucks. So make sure you text your mom or call your mom that morning because Kim will be on your butt about it if you don't. Do I still have knees? How to pack a 5-piece kit? What's being iced? And why is Cole laughing at me? Who is Pamina and why are people calling me that? Okay, if I can get a photo of Sarah, I will literally insert it in this video because people mix this up all week and we don't really look that much alike, but yeah, I think I got slack one day from one of the directors that she had been taking around because there was some miscommunication in something, and they had come to me and they said, well, why did you do this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. This was supposed to go like this. And I obviously had no clue what was going on because I'd been front of house, so I'd been at the front of the building the entire day. And then 5 minutes later, Sarah comes back while they're standing and talking to me. Obviously, I'm confused out of my mind as to what's going on. And then they realize that there's actually 2 of us. Yeah, I'm not going to answer any of that. What else is there? Cole said, why did I suddenly love going to the library or the bookstore? Zach said, bring comfy shoes, ideally a couple of pairs, get some sleep, eat something healthy. Like literally anything, just don't die. Fest is a family and we all have a vested interest in you making it to the end. If you need something, ask. I'm not going to repeat the end of that. He also said, in addition to shoes, socks are very important. Giant Tiger and Walmart almost always have bags of 20 pairs of $10. So bring a backpack. You may not be able to make it back to your room. Pack a power bar or something and ensure you have to ensure you have power in your room. You're already going to have power in your room, but the power bar is to plug other things in. Amanda said, Band-Aids, a belt, water bottle, snacks. Okay, maybe I'll just kind of go through this stuff. So, bring comfy shoes, ideally a couple of pairs. So basically, like you really are on your feet the entire day, or majority of your shift. If you are taking the band to clinic or like they're on stage, obviously you can get to like sit down and you don't have to stand up. So you can do that, but majority of the time you are running around, like you're going to be walking them around. And I don't really know what the layout is yet, so I don't know how much walking there is. But for the past couple of years, we've had quite a bit of walking, especially at U of T last year where we had to do stairs. So just make sure that you do have a good pair of running shoes. Don't wear flip flops. Don't wear. I wouldn't really recommend wearing sandals or something because it's just not going to be the best for you. And you also don't want to like trip on something and get hurt, right? Socks, of course, please bring good socks. Eat something. You're really going to be there for a good chunk of the day, and you're not really always going to get back to go. You're not really always going to get a chance, sorry, to go back to like residence or something or wherever it is that we're staying to go get food or go out and get food. So make sure that, like Zach had said, like bring a backpack and throw everything in there. That way, at least you have everything on you just in case you can't get back. Obviously, bring a water bottle as well, a reusable water bottle, so that you can have that type of stuff on you as well. And we're not trying to scare anyone. It's just it does get hectic. Um, yeah, Fest is a family, and we all have a vested interest in you making it to the end. So if you need something, ask. I think that's what a lot of people tend to struggle with, and I think that relates to a lot of like school stuff as well, because you tend to want to be such an independent person and get things done on your own, that sometimes you don't realize that you need to actually ask for help. So obviously your front of house staff here are here for anything like that. Like if you need a shift moved around because you're too tired, or you've worked maybe one shift in the morning and you realize that you actually can't do your shift in the evening, then let us know and there's accommodations that we can make. Obviously we're not going to push you to your limits. Like this is a volunteer position, right? So we're not going to push you to a point where you can't work anymore because we need you for the whole week. So of course, just reach out and ask for help. Um, what else? Let's see. Oh yeah, Amanda said band-aids, a belt, water bottle, and snacks. So water bottle and snacks we've already gone through, but bring a belt because we actually end up getting our performer guides and stuff a walkie-talkie. So you'll have that on you with like a headset as well. So that way, our front of house has a walkie-talkie, and so does performer check-in. So if there's any communication or anything that's gone wrong, or if you need help with something or something's happened, you can just buzz us on that. So it's easy if you have it to clip onto like a belt instead of wearing like leggings and then having it also no leggings instead of having it just like about to fall off something, because those are expensive, and if they do fall, they do break. Um, so it's good to have a belt. Amanda's saying band-aids because for Fest in my first year, actually, she decided to wear new shoes and hadn't broken them in yet. So because she hadn't broken them in yet, they basically like broke her skin. So I went out and actually got her band-aids and stuff, and she was like switching those all week. It was, yeah. So just bring band-aids because you never know who's going to need it. Mitchell commented as well. So Mitchell said, always remember to breathe. If you think you're going to go nuts, try to contain it and put it towards something productive. Always remember to take your breaks and do not miss a meal even if you think you can. If you don't know something, ask somebody who may have the answer. And finally, the radio is for communication purposes, not a toy. So, of course, we've gone through like the food and snacks, reaching out for help. Obviously, always just make sure you're asking someone if you absolutely need anything. If you don't know anything, ask someone. It's better to ask, like, take the extra 3 seconds to like buzz one of us and say, hey, I actually don't know what this is. Do you mind letting me know? Instead of giving the director or giving the student or the parent or whoever it is false information. I think they'd appreciate it more if you take the 3 seconds just to double check that. Actually, you know what, let me check with someone else. I don't know if I can give you the correct answer quite yet. So I think that's probably the best way to do that. Yeah, if you think you're going to go nuts, try to contain it and put towards something productive. Like if you really can't take it, or you're having a bad mental health day, or if you're just having a day that is just not going that well, let someone know, because there's always something we can do. So don't think that we can't help you out, or that we don't understand. Don't miss a meal, even if you think you can. Yeah, make sure you're eating your meals, because you need food to sustain yourself. They tend to be like quite long days. Again, depending on what your shift's like, and we don't really like, we're not going to purposely place you to like work for 3 different schools, like one after the other. There's just no way that you're going to be able to do that, and it's just not going to work well, and it's just not going to help the system either. So we'll make sure not to do that. But again, don't miss a meal. Like make sure you're using the time that you have allotted for meals to actually go get meals, or go take a nap, or drink water, or just relax. Again, don't push yourself. yeah, the radio is for communication purposes. It's not a toy. Sometimes we do make jokes on it and joke around about things, but majority of the time it's pretty serious. So if you do have a walkie-talkie with you, please don't play around with it. Um, and I'm bad for that because sometimes I will say things or joke around when it shouldn't be, but please don't do that. Ramirez said, just accept the strangeness of everything and run with it, which I think is actually like awesome that she said. Like, it's such a fun week. Like, it's insanely crazy and insanely busy, and you're gonna be so tired by the end of the week. But it just the funny things that happen and the jokes that you make with people and the things that people say and like the things that you end up bonding with over with other people. Like, it's so much fun. And there's like, yes, 100% such weird things that happen, and like some schools do crazy things, and then some directors come in and do crazy things, and it's a whole it's a whole, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it. Yeah, but just accept the strangeness of it. Okay, Sarah decided to make another post because she realized that her first message wasn't, I guess it wasn't beneficial. I don't know, please don't mix this up because there's various differences between the two of us. She said, but actually maybe address things like the fact that depending on the position you have, the amount of timing you have, the amount slash timing of when you have downtime is dependent on that. So example, she said, as a performer guide, your shifts can be pretty much at any time of day and be any length. So make sure to bring enough change of clothes, especially shoes like Zach said. Bring a water bottle. She said, not only do the people supervising you have your back, but so do the other people doing the same job as you. If you need a few minutes covered, ask someone. The only way to get help or get an answer is to ask. So don't be afraid to do that. Bring Tylenol on hand and do a minute or two of stretching is a godsend. When in doubt, laugh it off. And then she added onto that again, saying, oh, and 10 love is the most important part of that week. You'll learn about that. Those are like our radio codes, but you will hear about that when you come. Yeah, basically, Sarah summed up a lot of the stuff I've already said. Yeah, I think it's important that she said that. Maybe address things like the fact that depending on the position you have, the amount slash timing of when you have downtime is dependent on the position, which makes a lot of sense. So front of house tends to be there for quite a while. And then, so you're always going to have a front of house there, whether it's me or Chantel, who's on stage B, or the people who are on A or C. There's always going to be a front of house. So there's always going to be someone there that if you can't get something done in the time, or you can't go take someone's music to the adjudicators, like we can run that for you. Like I honestly never have a problem doing that because it's just a quick thing for me and it takes less stress off of you, thus taking less stress off of me. And I'm always there to help. So obviously if you ever need anything, again, please ask. Yeah, but having Tylenol on hand is actually pretty smart, sorry to say too, because if you tend to like if it gets too hot through the venue, or like you've just been running around a lot, or you haven't gotten enough sleep the night before, headaches will happen. So it's actually great to have Tylenol on you. Yeah, what else? Oh, Zach said, don't get on the bad side of Amanda or myself. Farley ensures you have money, and I ensure you have equipment. So you'll meet Zach when you come. Oh, Amanda also said that she's also the person with the candy, and she does write a kick-ass reference letter. So don't cross her either. I really wouldn't cross Zach because he's scary, but Farley's mean look, where she raises her eyebrow, is scary enough. Zach said, save coupons from fast food joints and bring them with you. I bought some here from Domino's. Two topping pizzas for $10. Hashtag stretch your per diem. And Rachel comments on that saying that's both lunch and dinner. Okay, so basically per diem is the money that we get as volunteers. So you'll get $25 a day. Make sure you see Farley every single day so you can get those $25 from her because that's what's going to help you for lunch and dinner. Usually we get breakfast. I don't know what the case is right now, so I'm not going to give an answer on that. But yeah, so make sure you have enough. You will get money for lunch and dinner, but do make sure you still bring extra money just in case. That's actually smart. Like I've been through the past 3 years, like I actually never thought about bringing coupons. So that's pretty smart, Zach. Zach said, if you have never been to Ottawa or spent time in the locations you will be spending time at, Google Street View is your friend. That way you don't look like a tourist. That's also true. But then Kim commented on that and she said, Amanda has a Google map with restaurants and other fun stuff she will send out to all the volunteers. So you're basically going to be saved by Amanda or Farley again. Also, Amanda's name is also Farley. It's the same person. Don't think it's two different people. It's the same person. But I definitely have had instances where I'm like talking to a director and I'm like, oh, well, I can like guide you to Farley. They're like, who's that? I'm like, Farley. And they're like, they still like don't understand what I'm saying. And I'm like, Amanda. And they're like, yes, take us to Amanda. And then it works out from there. But yeah, Farley and Amanda are the same people. It's one person. It's just two names. So that's pretty much what everyone's posted on that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else anyone said. I don't think there's anything else on here that I can think of. I think I've just covered a lot of the tips that they had. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely an experience, and I definitely think it's something you should try if you're going into music education or you enjoy volunteering or you're going to be in the Ottawa area and have a full week to spare. So yeah, it's definitely an experience. It's an amazing learning experience, and especially for jobs and stuff, it's good to have on your resume. I genuinely enjoy doing it because I get to make a lot of connections with music educators and directors, especially being a student who's going into music education and teaching. It's nice to make those connections from people like all across, because there's a lot of people who I've met from there. I also work at National Music Camp of Canada, so I've met people there, and like it's just really cool to make the connections, and it's going to be beneficial in the long run, obviously for you as well. But other than that, like it's just a cool experience to be a part of. Like I don't think I ever knew how to get involved in these type of things, and then once I did, I realized that there's so much joy and fun that comes out of giving back to the music community. So this is a job that I definitely feel like I thoroughly enjoy, and I look forward to it every year, and I miss all the people every year. So it's nice to come get together with them for a full week and spend a full week with them just engaging in music making, and helping students and teachers engage in music making as well. And without the volunteers, this program would not be running as smoothly as it does. So if you're interested, please apply online. I'll link everything below. And I think I'm also going to add some like random clips that I have saved through the years, of things that have happened. So if you're watching this and you're from Fest, please don't be offended. But I told you I was making a video. So
Can you like probably Oh, it's the worst.
yeah, so those are the photos and videos that I found. I'm sure we all have plenty more. But yeah, if I think of anything else or if there's any more questions, or tips or anything that people say, maybe I'll either add it to the bottom of the video or I'll maybe make a part two to this and add it because I'm sure there's tons of information I'm missing. And I definitely think there's some stuff I probably should have added, but maybe I'll just make a second video and maybe I can collab with someone else and make a video with someone. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed making it, and obviously I love talking about it. Yeah, so if you're interested, please apply. If you have questions, please ask.